What have I been doing this whole time? Hello? Because that was such a good series. My life looks nothing like what I was expecting it to look like. Really shrunk that number. I am in desperate need of a bit of a social media detox. I just have really started to realize how high my screen time has been, and I've been in such a funk. I've been in a really bad depressive state, and I'm starting to realize that there may be a correlation between my screen time hours and how I'm feeling. And so I'm going to be challenging myself a bit this week to take some intentional time away from social media so that I can reset my brain, see if I can make myself feel a bit more fulfilled creatively, and just help myself in these moments where I'm feeling really low, because I think that having access to so much information all of the time can be really, really bad for you. So I feel like people have done week-long social media breaks in the past, and they've really tried to lock in where they spent zero time on social media. Unfortunately, because of my work, I do have to spend a little bit of time every single day on social media. That is a non-negotiable for me. My main job requires me to do stuff on social media, and I'm also a content creator part-time as well, so I will still be posting, but I'm only going to give myself an allotted 30 minutes every single day to do that. It is going to be 30 minutes consecutively, because I feel like if I break it up, then I'm kind of just breaking up my hours that I could be doing other things. So it'll be 30 minutes consecutively. I need to lock in and get all of the work stuff that I need to get done in that 30 minutes, and then brick my phone again so that we can go live our lives. I genuinely have no plan for what I want to do in terms of actually being off my phone, but I have a bunch of craft projects I really want to try. I'd love to get some sewing done during this time. I have a puzzle that I'd love to finish. I really need to catch up on some books, so I will be catching up on those. There's just a lot of things that I want to do, and I'm really hoping that by the end of this, I feel more creatively fulfilled and just more excited about life. So let's go get into it. Pulling up my brick. We're bricked for the day. I do wish more than anything I could do this entirely without scrolling at all, like even for work, because I just did my 30 minutes of scrolling for posting and also, you know, just general work stuff. And I could definitely tell how easy it was for me to kind of slip into the cracks of wanting to just doom scroll badly. So I'm trying to really keep mindful of this. I think maybe one day I'll do a weekend version of this where I actually like no screen time or not no screen time, but no scrolling whatsoever. Because obviously during the work week I have to do it for work, but on the weekends I can just completely clock out. I can even not post on my social media on the weekends, even though I'm such a perfectionist and I want to post all the time. Hello. Hi. Anno. Excuse you, Fenno. Because I always get in my head, I'm like, what if people forget about me for what, 2 days a week? It's really not that big of a deal. So this is kind of me trying to train my brain to feel less pressure to be in the social media space. Like, I am acting like I work in the emergency room. Like, my brain, I'm funny. My brain is like, oh my God, this is the ER. It's not. It's literally not. It's not. Nothing's gonna happen if I don't post, if I don't be on social media. So just know in this video, do not expect perfection. This is just a lot of us trying to make an active effort to be better. Are you mommy's best? Look at mommy's best boy. Oh, he's so handsome and sweet boy. Listen, I am not anti-social media. I am not anti-scrolling, but I think we need to get it in check a little bit, because if you're anything like me, you do it too much. Okay, I'm gonna go work. I will see you later. just want to make a note, my daily average screen time is 7 hours and 40 minutes, so we definitely need to dramatically reduce that. Good morning, it is Tuesday. I definitely felt like yesterday was way harder than I thought it was gonna be. And I think today's gonna be quite difficult too because I have 2 work meetings. I do strategy calls for people's social media pages, so that's why I have to go on social media so much during the workday. It's not like I'm just like sitting around scrolling on reels and things like that, but I do have to look at other people's social medias. So I feel like I kind of end up getting sucked into a doom scrolling trap during that. Yesterday, I did end up going a little bit over the 30-minute timeline just because I had a lot I had to look at. But today, I think I should be able to post a partnership and then do my audit for my 2 clients. So I'm hoping that that will work. Otherwise, I definitely caught myself quite a few times like looking at my phone. But I will say I feel a lot better today. I have a feeling by the end of this week, I'm going to be like, and I'm going to want to do like 2 full days of no social media at all after this, but I'm gonna make some breakfast, have a little slow start to my morning. I'm really enjoying starting my morning with just my puzzle and just vibing, so I actually think this has been a really great thing so far. I am also so sad because I finished the last book of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, which there is one coming out sometime in May. I feel like I'm gonna be in such a reading slump because that was such a good series. I'm also probably gonna have a Dungeon Crawler Carl book review posted by the time I post this video because I just love that series so much. But I'm currently listening to the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. I've heard some really good things about this author and this book and this trilogy in specific, so I'm very excited to listen to this. And if you have any fantasy science fiction recommendations, please let a girl know. Please, please, please. Oh wow, you're warm, mister. Let's do a little screen time check before bed. Okay, 5 hours and 5 minutes. I know that still sounds so insane, but a lot of it was me being on Safari looking stuff up. A lot of it was messages. Obviously, I do still have to be on my phone and stuff for work. Overall, not bad. Mondays and Tuesdays are typically my worst days for work, so I am hoping that the rest of the week I will continue to really shrink that number. So see you in the morning. Do y'all see how every time I sit down, my son comes and immediately sits on me? He literally, I swear he has a radar. He can tell when I'm like coming over to the couch and he's like, "Mama, I'm home, I'm here, you want me, right?" This is Mello, by the way. He is my most recent cat. He was a stray in our area, and literally one day I'm just walking and I trip over something. And I look down and it's just this scrungly, sickly looking boy. And I'm like, "Who are you? Are you anybody's pet?" I'm looking at him and I could tell he was definitely a stray, but he was so sweet and social. And so I called Daniel and I'm like, "Daniel, I can't leave him out here. Like I literally cannot leave him out here." So I run back to my apartment, I grab a carrier and I bring him inside. And then we were thinking about adopting him out because we have 3 cats already and we were like, that's gonna be so many cats in the house. But he ended up having FIV and he's older and he has a lot of teeth issues from his FIV that's gonna cost a lot of money. And so we just knew nobody was going to end up, it was going to be really hard to find somebody to adopt him. So he became ours. He's the most grateful boy in the world. He loves sitting on his mom and dad's lap. He is just a cuddle bug. Whatever money we have to spend on his teeth is going to be easily worth it. He's such a precious soul, and I'm just so glad that we can, you know, give his later years in life a good and loving home. But that's not about Mello. I am really enjoying a kind of slower morning. I just made a whole breakfast. I never sit down and cook breakfast. I usually just boil some eggs and then just make a bagel. But I don't have any bagels and I needed some type of carb because I feel like I'm going to be starving later. And I forget how good a breakfast potato is. But since we are midway through the work week and I think this is going to be the hardest part of this challenge, let's do a little check-in and just talk about how things are going. First off, I am having a really hard time not sticking around and scrolling whenever I do have to get on my phone for work stuff. I guess I didn't think about the fact that this was going to be really difficult. I feel like I don't spend a ton of time on my phone until I look at the numbers and I'm just like, what have I been doing this whole time? Why am I on my phone for 7, 8, 9 hours? Like, I just genuinely feel like I get so much done in a day that I just don't know how I have the time to do that. But it's definitely really making me think about how addicted I am to my phone. And so it is kind of nice to just have that little barrier of thinking. I feel like after I finish this challenge, I'm gonna try and just be a bit more intentional about my usage regardless. Like, I don't know if maybe I'll try and keep my phone bricked unless I'm in the office. I'm trying to make my office the only place I do work, except for editing videos. I really just like to edit my videos from my couch, sue me. In terms of scrolling, because obviously I do have to scroll in some capacity for both my main job and for social media related stuff. And I love to, you know, interact with my comments and read my messages. So I do have to spend some time on social media. I just can't eradicate it completely. And I love the content that I post and it brings me a lot of joy when you guys like the content that I post. It's just really hard to try and be an offline person with an online presence. And sometimes I feel like I'm being a liar online, talking about, you know, all the things that I get done and, you know, helping people and, you know, talking about all the hobbies that I enjoy doing. And then it's like, well, I'm still actively doom scrolling all the time. I'm getting all of these things done, but I don't know what I think it's because I'm sacrificing my sleep. I don't know. But either way, I keep reminding myself, like, think about how much more I could get done if I just scrolled less. So I think this is going to be a really good challenge for me. I'm very excited because Friday is my day of work where I do not have to scroll at all. So I'm hoping like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I can really just lock in and keep my screen time nice and little. But let's go finish breakfast, start our day.
Today is a sweet day, enjoying my time alone, playing my favorite music in my own paradise.
I forgot to do a screen time check yesterday because me and Daniel had quite an interesting day yesterday. I don't think I'm going to talk about it in this video because it might be a topic that I end up bringing up in a later video, because it might end up being a really massive thing for us. So stay tuned for potentially that. But we did go to the movies, and I also was just doing a lot of scrolling on Pinterest. I don't know if y'all count that as social media, but I wanted to get some inspiration for some craft projects and stuff that I might try and do this weekend. So we did a whopping 5 hours and 29 minutes yesterday. I did have to do a lot of stuff for work. So today's probably going to be a pretty similar vibe, but I'm hoping Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I can really get that like nice and shrinked down. Today has been a not so great mental health day for me, and I feel like days like this, I am usually locked in on doom scrolling because I feel like that is just kind of my it's an easy escape. It's so easy to just sit down and pull up your phone and just let whatever pure entertainment the internet pushes towards me be my outlet. And so this challenge has been incredibly difficult for me today because I want to get on my phone and just rot so badly, but I do think being on my phone all the time is part of the reason why I am in such a low mental health space. Being constantly on the internet and, putting myself out there and things like that. Although I'm having a lot of fun with it, I do think that it can really mess with your mental health a bit. And so I think that this challenge is good for me because I don't need or want to be perceived all the time. I do not want to let being on social media take over my life. So I'm trying to be very mindful about the time that I spend on there. I love posting. I love getting messages from you guys saying how much you love my content and how much, I've helped you by helping you find hobbies and things like that. It means the absolute world to me. But I do have to take some steps back every now and again just for my own sanity. I turn 30 this year, and I think that I've had these big expectations of what I thought my life would look like by 30. And not that there's anything wrong with this, but my life looks nothing like what I was expecting it to look like by now. I thought that I would be very far into a career that I was super passionate about. And, I don't hate my job, but I'm definitely not the most passionate about it. And I love posting online and I love social media, but that's not always the most consistent income. And so I don't know if I could make that a viable career for me. I would love that. But I also do have to be a little bit realistic in the fact that I have terrible anxiety. And so not being able to know what my day-to-day income looks like would probably scare me really bad. I also have so many things that I love. I used to be a teacher and I love helping people. I love animals. I have 4 cats and I think it would be so cool to be able to work in a cat shelter. There's just so many paths that I feel like I could be taking right now that I think I have a lot of decision paralysis because of that. I don't have to have everything figured out by 30. I know that's the case. It just feels like I do in my head, and I'm trying to get out of that. If you have any tips, if you went through something similar in your late 20s, or you just feel like you've really got it all figured out and you're able to help, please let a girl know, because I need it really bad. But because of the way that I've been feeling, I think I'm gonna have a really cozy reset kind of night. I think that I'm gonna go to the gym a little later, take myself on a walk and just get outside. I'm gonna try and straighten up a little bit, maybe play some video games, just do some stuff that I wanna do, just so I can reset and relax. So I will see you in a little bit. Happy Friday. I am so excited about the weekend because I feel like this is going to be the point of the challenge where I really see how I'm feeling. It is so much harder during the work week because I have to use my phone more. But Fridays, I intentionally keep my workload heavier at the beginning of the week so that Fridays can be a little bit lighter for me. And so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling excited. I need to clean the apartment. It's such a mess. Tonight I'm going to try and work on some baking because I want to bake a cake for my friend because she just got a new job and she's coming over tomorrow, so I'd really love to have a cake here for her, but she is vegan and I've never made a vegan cake before, so I'm hoping that I can do that well. Then tomorrow I am having people over to play Mario Kart, and in the morning I'm going to try and get some appetizers together and stuff just so people have a few things to munch on while they're playing because I think that'll be fun and cute. But overall, I think we're going to have a fun weekend, and I'm hoping to keep that screen time down. So we shall see. Cheers! Happy Saturday. I ended up not baking yesterday because I realized that I would rather have the cake be fresh for today. So on the agenda today is us baking that cake and setting up for the Mario Kart night that I'm having with my friends. This morning I ended up just kind of really relaxing and playing some video games and just like having a little bit of a me moment, and that was really nice. But now we need to lock in, get some stuff done, so let's go bake a cake. That felt like way too much sugar. The cake is in the oven and I'm gonna make some syrup and some icing for it a little bit later, but my friend is actually on the way, so the cake will not be made before she gets here, but that's okay. Good morning, happy Sunday. Last night was one of those nights where I feel like I did not even think about pulling out my camera or my phone, which I love nights like that because I think they make getting less screen time so much easier. I just had such a good time with my friends. We were playing games, we were talking. It's really hard to get together with everybody as an adult, so whenever I do have these nights, it's always so much fun. But I did wake up this morning in like a little bit of a funk. And so I'm trying really hard not to touch my phone because I know I want to scroll. Like I know I do, because that's just like my natural reaction when I'm having these feelings. So instead, I think I'm going to try and go to some thrift stores today. I think that could be really fun to just get out, do something a little different. I want to try and thrift some cute pieces for the house. So that is on the agenda for today. Sometimes I feel like I am not a fashion forward enough person to go thrifting. I feel like I used to have a lot of success when I first moved out to LA with thrifting, but I think that's because that was when I went out a lot more. I feel like my style was very different back then, and I feel like I see a lot of similar items like that in the thrift, whereas now I'm really wanting to find like elevated, chic, but still comfortable clothes that I can kind of wear around the house when I'm working from home. So things that I can wear around the house. I really want to go for this like whimsical, romantic vibe for my fashion in my 30s. But I did find one dress. It's a little bit hard to show, but I'm very excited about it because these type of dresses I think look really good on me. It has this very frilly neckline and it's a beaded dress. Like there's beading, I'm not sure if you can really see it, but there's beading right here. I'm not 100% sure if I love the color. Like I don't think the color suits my complexion the best, but I'm gonna do my hair and makeup and try it on and then decide on if I like it or not. And if I don't love the color, then I can always dye it, I think. So it could be a little fun DIY project. I just went to 3 stores and I think that I am thrifted out. So now we're gonna go home and just kind of relax for the last bit of our week of no social media. It's officially midnight, so that means our little challenge is over. Now let's see what the results are. So I think at the beginning of the week, my daily average was over 7 hours. It is now 4 hours and 54 minutes. I don't know if you can see that well, but I am so excited about this. I definitely think that I want to do more of these. I definitely think I want to do more of these little like social media detoxes as time goes on, maybe just for a weekend, maybe for 72 hours, 48 hours, whatever. But regardless, this was much needed. I'm hoping that this is going to really change my brain for the next week. And honestly, I hope I'm going to carry these good habits into the next week. Like, I'm hoping that I'm going to still be very mindful of my social media consumption. I am excited to be back on my pages a little bit more just so I can chat with people and be more involved on my stories. But I needed this break. So, and if you like videos like this, videos about analog living or just finding joy in your life or other social media detox videos, there will definitely be more of that and lots more fun content very similar to this. So make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It means the world to me, and I will see you later.